They were the couple everyone envied, the kind of love that turned heads and warmed hearts. Michael and Alina, married for 6 years, laughed more than they fought, supported each other's dreams, and still danced barefoot in the kitchen at midnight. But one day something broke. It wasn't a betrayal or a big argument. It was quieter than that. A slow drift, a growing silence. This is the story of how two people who once couldn't live without each other found themselves living as strangers, and what they did to find their way back. Stay with me, because their journey might just change how you see love forever. Michael was a school teacher. Alina worked at a design firm. They met in the most ordinary place, a coffee shop on a rainy Tuesday, but their connection? Instant. Their relationship blossomed naturally. No games. Just honesty, laughter, and deep conversations until 3 a.m. Marriage was a no-brainer. They built a small but cozy life together. Weekend hikes, cooking dinner together, movie marathons. What made them special was their friendship. Michael would listen to Alina talk about her clients even when he didn't understand design. Alina encouraged Michael's dream to write children's books, even editing his first manuscript. Their love wasn't perfect, but it was intentional. Until it wasn't. It started with little things. Alina began working longer hours. Michael, tired from school, stopped waiting up for her. The late-night talks turned into scrolling on phones. The morning kisses became rushed nods. They still lived together, but the emotional distance was miles long. Michael tried to ignore it, told himself it was just a phase. Alina buried herself in her work, said she was too tired to talk. Days turned into weeks, and the silence grew louder. Until one evening, Michael sat down at dinner, looked at Alina, and asked, "Are we still us?" She didn't answer. She just stared at her plate. One night, after another quiet dinner, Alina whispered, "Do you ever wonder if we made a mistake?" Michael's heart dropped, not because he didn't feel the same fears, but because she finally said it out loud. They didn't yell. They didn't cry. They just sat there, surrounded by everything they built, and felt like strangers. That night Michael slept on the couch, not because she asked, but because the space between them in bed felt colder than the floor. And that's when he realized, if they didn't fight for their love now, they might lose it forever. Just when it seemed like the end, Michael did something unexpected. He wrote her a letter, not a text, not a note, a real handwritten letter. He poured out everything, the memories, the mistakes, the things he missed about her, and the man he missed being. He ended it with, "If you want to fight for us, meet me in the kitchen at 8 p.m. tonight. Like old times. Just us. No phones. No distractions." The clock ticked. PM came. And then she walked in. That night, they didn't talk about who was right or wrong. They talked about how tired they both were of pretending, how they let the world distract them from each other, how they missed the little things, his silly jokes, her humming while brushing her hair. They cried, they laughed, and they made a decision to start over, not from scratch, but from where they left off, with all the mess, the memories, the love still buried underneath the silence. They made rules. No phones during dinner, one us night every week, honest check-ins. And the biggest one, assume love before assuming offense. Slowly, the warmth returned. Alina started leaving notes in his lunch again. Michael surprised her with flowers, not for a reason, just because. They started walking together after dinner, just holding hands and talking. Their friends noticed. "You two look in love again," someone said. Michael smiled. "We are," he replied. Not because everything was perfect, but because they chose to love every day, even when it was hard, especially when it was hard. Michael and Alina's story isn't rare. Life gets busy, love gets quiet. But silence doesn't have to mean the end. Sometimes the greatest act of love is choosing to stay, choosing to show up, choosing to write the letter, choosing to meet in the kitchen. One more time. If you're watching this and wondering, if it's too late, it's not. Fight for your love, talk, cry, dance barefoot in the kitchen again. Because sometimes, love is just one honest conversation away from coming back to life. Let me know in the comments, what moment in this story touched you the most? Subscribe for more real stories and tools to build lasting love.